And just when you thought in South Florida, you were wrong. Got one more here in Day. True Sports Foundation 2016, their 7th annual private versus public all-star game. Yes, 7th annual. Folks, the record so far, 4-2. Rich Stewart from Berlin. And here's a fun fact for you. The winningest coach, yes, the winningest coach this year just broke history in Dade County. Rich Stewart from Berlin Jesuit. And on the public side, Anthony White is the head coach from American High School. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick this thing off the right way. High school football is still in session here in South Florida. Ryan Stout bringing you the action tonight. The public is in the green jerseys. The private is in the yellow jerseys, and we're here to kick it off. Private won the coin toss, deferred until the second half, trying to get the ball back during halftime, and public will take the field. The action tonight on HSBN Sports. For us, we've missed you, don't worry. But just a reminder, you can Bleacher.com, FloridaHSFootball.com, FloridaVarsity.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, Florida Gridiron Preps, and Never Had It So Good SportsTalkRadio.com. Thank you for supporting HSBN Sports tonight. You can see it all over those platforms. So wherever you're coming from, we welcome you tonight, and we're going to kick this thing off the right way. Hopefully we'll get some good spotting, and he's going to take it down the field right away. As you can see, these jerseys kind of looks like Flanagan High School, but we're going to see if we can pick out these numbers from these guys. Once again, it's an all-star game, so a bunch of so a short amount of time to talk to a lot of athletes. Ever. And if not, their last high school football game, so. Once again, multiple athletes playing multiple positions tonight, so they're going to be rotating out, similar to the BCA All-Star game that we shot. So players will be rotating constantly throughout the game. So forgive me now for not getting all the guys. 4 All-Stars, not the best. Trying to figure things out. What can you expect? Like I said, these guys only get 2 weeks to work with each other, a week to really try out. So these student athletes, they don't make the team until after the first week of play. Public back to punt to private. Got 2 athletes back deep to receive. Let's see what this punter can put up. And it's a low one. It's going to be returnable. He's going to muff the punt. Going to make a couple moves, but maybe a gain of 2 or 3 yards here. The private is going to take the field now, and offense is going to be led by Cardinal Gibbons quarterback Carmine Scarfone. And fortunate for us, we don't have to worry about too many quarterbacks rotating for the private, because this young man is the only quarterback on the field for the private school team. I shouldn't say private school, private All-Stars. And then on the other side, public, we got 3 quarterbacks that will be rotating in. Roderick Robinson, Kenneth Stanley, and D'Angelo Fulford. Scarfone's going to take the snap under the center, and they're just going to pound it up the middle, little I formation. Keeping it simple to start things off. It's going to be a gain of 5, second. And once again, don't want to forget this, the most important thing. The Twitter feed is active. So, folks, you're watching the game from YouTube or whatever website you're on right now. Don't forget, the Twitter feed is active. And, yes, I got the Twitter feed open right in front of my face. So at any time during the broadcast, if If you looking for shout-outs, anybody that's watching, you want to join the conversation, you want to get on some of these players, don't worry. I'll get in there with you. If you don't like something I said, hey, mention it as well. We can go at it. That's going to bring a third down up for the private team. Once again, Carmine Scarfone is leading the way at the quarterback position. And if you're just joining us, want to get this back to you. The private head coach is from Berlin Jesuit. It is Rich Stewart. And the public head coach is Anthony White from American High School. Scarfone's going to give it up to his fullback. Try and bust it up the gut. This is, once again, a third down in about 4 situations. And it looks like we're going to have a fourth down situation in number 10. The punter is going to take the field for the private team, and this is Fernando from Berlin Jesuit. Got a lot of Jesuit guys on this roster today. So unsuccessful drives for both teams. The private barely creeping into public territory, but they're going to have to give it back. We're going to see if they can put something together for the public squad on offense. A decent punt down the field, and it's going to get a heck of a private bounce, and it's going to pin the public team back inside their own, I want to say, own 5-yard line. Don't have the markers up. Defense going to take the field, and real quick, want to get a shout out to some of these schools that are representing these teams. The public side, Miami Norland, Hallandale, American South Dade, Miami Northwestern, North Miami, Miramar, MacArthur, Cooper City, Blanche Ely, Miami Central, Carroll City, Miami Springs, Coral Reef, Western, Hialeah Gardens, Southwest Miami, Palmetto, South Plantation. A lot of schools, a lot of student athletes representing their schools out here today. And once again, this is the 7th annual All-Star Game for True Sports Foundation. Want to give a big shout out to them for having HSBN Sports come out today as a sponsor and be able to broadcast and put a spotlight on these student athletes that are still looking for homes the next 4 years. So any college coaches out there, just a quick reminder, these student athletes are ready to look for a home the next 4 years. A lot of them have offers, a lot of them don't still. So quarterback's going to look to the far side of the field, not going to see anything open. Defense is going to provide some pressure, and it's going to come up with a sack. That's going to be a quick series for the public team once again. That's going to bring up a fourth down. And an unsuccessful session for the public once again. Having a hard time putting things together. Remember, they've only been together technically for 2 weeks, but really only worked together for a week at a time. So hopefully they can put something here. Maybe their defense is going to step it up, but once again they're going to give the ball back to the private All-Stars. And the snap goes over the punter's head. And that's going to be the first points of the game for the private. And it's going to be a safety because the young man snaps it over the punter's head, and that's going to be an easy steal here in the first quarter of play of this private versus public all-star game. Not a good way to start things off. Both sides on offense have yet to put points on the board. Still early in the game, but ultimately struggling to put something together. Once again, the Twitter feed is open, and we already have some viewers in. I got to catch up. Wellington has joined us on the broadcast. Orlando, Key West, Coral Springs, and Mount Vernon. Oh, I got more on here. Seattle, Barcelona going international, La Plata, not sure where that is. And that's going to call it for right now. But once again, the Twitter feed is active. So wherever you're watching from, give us a shout out. We'll hit you up. We'll get you on the broadcast. Join the conversation. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to see the rosters as well. You'll be able to get to see exactly what student athletes will be participating today. And they're going to kick it off. It's going to be a short one because of the field positioning, but the private's going to try and take it up the field and deep into the public territory, which gives great field position for this offense. And once again, the private offense is going to take the field and see if they can convert some points on the board. They have 2 from a safety, which was a safety by a snap over the punter's head, but have yet to find something, put something together. Quite interesting seeing the offensive scheme for this private team. Haven't seen a quarterback really go under center as much in this game that I've seen all season. So Scarfone at the quarterback position. He's going to give it right up the middle, I formation, and it's a Miami Norland running back, and that's going to be number 18, Terrence McKnight. Excuse me, that is not a Miami Norland. I forgot, All-Star games, they switch stickers, but that is Terrence McKnight coming out of Center of Life High School. Going to take it up the middle once again. That's going to bring up a second down for the private team, and about 6 yards to go here in the first quarter of play. Once again, the record, private is leading the series so far, 4-2. So public looking for an opportunity to put something together. Scarfone under center once again. He's going to give it up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by the big-time public defensive line. A swarm of players. And that's going to be number 3, Cornella Smith from American Heritage Del Rey. On the run, unsuccessful. That's going to bring up a third down and still 6 to go for the private team. Got some exciting news coming your way. Once we slow things down here, get back into some type of rhythm, we'll get some information for you from HSBN. A lot of things happening in this offseason that you definitely need to be updated with. Scarfone under center. He's going to throw a quick pass out to come up incomplete. It looks like number 7 was the intended receiver on the play, and that was Timothus Harrington from Matter Academy. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And I want to say about 20. They're at the public 26-yard line, so they're going to see if they can put a field goal. There's a snap. And it's going to be far left. That's going to be no good. Wide left for the private. And once again, 2 points on the board on both sides. Safety for the private school team leads this game so far here in the first quarter of play. And public gets another shot on offense. Have yet to see success really on both sides of the ball offensively, but hopefully things will tighten up pretty soon. And it looks like number 13, D'Angelo Fulford, is in at the quarterback position for the public team, coming out of Miramar High School. Takes the snap, and what seemed like an option read, he pulled it and had a chance to throw it out to the far side of the field to his wide receiver. A little option read, but 3 options there: run it, give it, or pass it. Got it to his receiver, and a decent pickup on that play. And that was number 11 on the reception, Devontae Lundy. 1st and 10. First and 10 for the Public team. We got a false start on the offensive side of the ball, so that's going to push him back 5 yards. First and 15 for the Public. D'Angelo Fulford at the quarterback position for the Public. Remember, 3 different quarterbacks for the Public team, so we'll see some guys rotate in. Another option read to the near side of the field. It's going to be a short gain on the play, probably going to bring him right back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a second and about 9 yards. Seeing if they can catch some momentum here. Once again, Fulford in the shotgun position. 2 different styles of offense, exciting. Like I said before, Private running some under the center, a little I formation off tackle. And once again, option read. D'Angelo is going to give the ball up to his running back up the middle. It's going to be a short gain of about 2 yards on the play. See if we'll get that number for that running back. Not the best choice in numbers for these jerseys. I want to say that's number 33 on the run. Arthur Forrest. And once again, they're going to give it back to Forrest. The Tigers. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And I want to see if they're going to open up the arm motion. It's going to, and that's going to be an interception. Not too sure what was happening right there. Looked like another option read, but decided to throw it. And Fulford's going to try and dump off, I want to say, a stop route. Not too sure what went on there. And it's going to be picked off by the Private All-Stars, and they're going to get the ball in their own, in the Public territory. It's going to be about on the 35-yard line. Private getting another shot to put some more points on the board. 2-0 here in the first quarter of play. Private up against the Public team. Scarfone under center once again. It's going to, I love seeing that I formation stuff. It's good stuff. Taking me back to Little League football. And it's going to be a short gain on the play. And got some more shout-outs coming your way. Deerfield Beach, London, Jacksonville, Pembroke Pines, and Miami have joined us on the broadcast. We thank you for joining us today. Once again, the Twitter feed is open, so at any time, give us a shout-out. And running back's going to break it to the far side of the field, see what he can come up with. And it's going to be the first touchdown of the game, but unfortunately we have some dirty laundry in the backfield. So let's find this Whitecap. And that's going to bring it all the way back. Illegal shift on the offense. Once again, the first touchdown of the game called back. Private running into a brick wall here. Once again, illegal shift for the Private team. And that's going to bring up a second down and about 11 to go here for the Private team. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot, doing it early here in the game. Once again, second down and about 11 here for the Private. Scarfone under center and another flag on the field. And that's going to be a delay of game on the offense. So going in the wrong direction here. What seemed to be starting out as a good drive has drastically turned in the opposite direction. So it's going to bring up a second down. About 16 to go. Still in public territory, but making it quite difficult. So Scarfone at the quarterback position. Going to shift over his fullback. But the reversing of the field did not look successful. That's going to make them go back even farther, folks. So trying to figure out the running game here, no doubt. But steady going into the wrong direction. So that's going to bring them back into their own territory. At the 47-yard line in private territory and forever. That's going to bring up a third down here. And don't have a specific number, but trust me, it's a mile and a half long. So Scarfone in the shotgun position, going to see chance he's going to open up his arm a bit. He's going to drop back. He's going to look down the field. And what seemed to be a curl route, which was still out of distance of the first down marker. So that's going to bring up a fourth down once again for the Private team. Punter's going to be pinned back way in his own territory, close to the 30-yard line. They're going to have to give it back to the Public team. Real quick, for the Private side, representing the team, American Heritage, Del Rey, St. Andrews, Pace, Champagnat, Mater Academy, St. Thomas, Belen, Cardinal Gibbons, Somerset, Calvary Christian, Christopher Columbus, Center of Life, Archbishop McCarthy, Miami Country Day, American Heritage Westminster, Gulliver Prep, Pinecrest, Immaculate, LaSalle, University School, and Archbishop Curley. So a lot of teams representing this all-star game today. And once again, they've been working together for 2 weeks now, so a lot of these guys play against each other during the regular season. So they get a chance to work together, and it's interesting. Not only did they practice separately, but they were rather close to each other. So talked to some of the players, and they had a chance to check out the other team, see what the competition is like. But once again, 4-2 in the series. Private is up 2 games. This is the 7th annual True Sports Foundation All-Star Game, Private versus Public School. So Private set back to give it back to the Public. And he's barely going to get it off. It's going to be a low one. And it's going to be a returnable. Public, he's going to try and take it to the near side of the field, make a couple moves, but going to be a pretty decent tackle. They're going to stop him in their own territory. We got some dirty laundry on the field. Let's find this white cap and see what they have to say about it. And it looks like they're going to wave off the flag. No flag on the play. And not sure if they're going to move the chains here, but they got them. They got the chains backwards. Get these guys on par. It looks like they're going to be on their own 34-yard line. And different quarterback in the game, number 12. A lot on that play. But number 12 is Kenneth Stanley. And he is right at home here at MacArthur Once again, broadcasting from MacArthur High School today. Big shout out to them for all the support they do for our foundation as well. So MacArthur's quarterback, Kenneth, is in. Going to lead this offense. Got a flag on the field. Going to find out what we have here. And that's going to be encroachment on the defense on this second down. And that's going to bring them up to about 2nd and 7 to go here for the public offense. In the shotgun position, Kenneth is going to do a quick option read, give it down to his running back, and a very successful run. That's going to bring up a first down. I want to say that's number 14. Very difficult to see these numbers. Number 14 at the running back position, Patrick Pulliam, running back from Cooper City High School, is going to bring up first down on their own 50-yard line. Let's see if they can get into private school territory. Doubles to the far and near. Kenneth once again option read. And Pulliam's going to try and take it up the middle and be unsuccessful this time. Second down and about 10 to go for the public All-Stars. Getting some momentum here. Going to look at the Twitter feed real quick. And that's going to bring up the end of the first quarter. We're going to reverse field here and give me some time to catch up with these Twitter shout-outs. We're going international. Yes, we have. Excited once again for those that are tuned in. Gallatin, Opelika, Weston, France, Germany, Brazil, McAllen, Gibsonton, and Russia. Got some more Libsyn. Kingston, Jamaica, Great Falls, and Lawrenceville have joined us on the broadcast. Once again, we thank you for joining us here on hsbnsports.com or wherever you may be joining us from. All the platforms that are streaming this game tonight, all of our strategic partners that make this stuff go viral, especially during the actual football season. So excited. Our first live football broadcast of the 2016 season. Once again, at this point, if you've been following us before, we do apologize for the quality. It is not within our control. We competing with people in the stands, believe it or not. That's going to be an interception for the private team. Kenneth is going to let it go, try and open up his arm, and in the middle of the field, we're going to have a pick trying to get that number for you. Quite the celebration. We do have flags on the field. We'll find out what that is all about. It looks like number 13, or maybe 19. That's going to be hands to the face. It's going to be declined. And that might be 15. That looks like 15 for the private team. Nico Servilla from Matter Academy on the interception. So giving him another chance, private. Maybe give him some momentum. Scarfone once again at the quarterback position. He's going to line up in shotgun. He's going to look down the field. Definitely going to be a pass. He's going to try and dump it out to his running back to the near side, and it's going to be incomplete. That's going to bring up a second down and 10 to go for the private All-Stars. Scarfone under center. And he's going to give it up to his running back, and it's going to be a no-gainer on the play. Private definitely taking advantage of their run game. Hadn't been too successful yet. Once again, only 2 points on the board for the private team. And we're into the second quarter, 11:20 on the clock and counting. Like I said before, and it may shock you as well, first time I've seen quarterback line up under center more than one series, and that's the private team. And another flag on the field. I want to say it's delay game on the private team. Clock is still running. They're going to get things going here. Scarfone once again in the shotgun position. Motion to the far side of the field. He's going to look to the right. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take his chance downfield. And the crossing route was there, but an incomplete pass from Scarfone to number 14. The intended wide receiver. Let me get that number for you real quick. Number 14 is Joshua Beneby from Calvary Christian Academy. And another flag on the play. And it's going to be a holding on the offense. So, once again, the wrong direction for the private team. And that's going to push them way back, folks. And that's going to bring a fourth down and forever to go. Back and forth here. The defense doing their job on both sides of the ball, but trying to figure out offense. I don't know. Is a week of practice, 2 weeks of practice enough for these guys? I'm not sure. Want to hear your thoughts. Private back to punt. See if he can get it off. And it is going to be tipped. When he think it's going to get, and he's going to recover it off the bounce. It's going to be tipped and picked up by the public squad. Fantastic job by the special teams. Play for the public side. And that's dangerous, folks. Going to pin the private school in their own territory. We're talking red zone here. And we'll see with this ball. First down, I want to say on the private school's 10-yard line. So special teams play can make or break the game. We're seeing it right here. And looks like a new quarterback is in the game. They're going to do a quick toss out to the far side of the field, give a chance to the running back, and it's going to be a short gain on the play. He's going to stay in bounds. Clock is going to run. And that is the Miami Norland quarterback, Roderick Robinson, with the long sleeves. So remember that. You see quarterback with the long sleeves in there. Miami Norland, Roderick Robinson at the quarterback position. He's going to be lined up in the shotgun. Second down and goal here for the public team. And they're going to see it to the air. Far side of the field, the corner of the end zone, going to give his wide receiver a chance, and it's going to be denied. And I want to say based on the sticker on the helmet, looks like a Miami Norland, but once again, all-star games. These guys are switching out their stickers, so and the jerseys don't help. Third down and goal. Quarterback looks to the far side. He's going to try it on his own 2 feet and come up short. Once again, that was a third down. Now it's going to bring up a fourth down and goal. And I wanted to say, if it's not on their 5-yard line, it's inside the 5-yard line. And it doesn't look like they're going to give an offense a chance to put some points on the board. Calling out the field goal squad, and they're going to get a timeout going here. Maybe get a chance to think about it. And that's going to be a timeout for the private side. So giving the public a chance to think about it, put a little scheme together, see what they can come up with here. And once again, you're watching HSPN all over the place. Watch HSPN on Bleacher.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, FloridaVarsity.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and NeverHadItSoGoodSportsTalkRadio.com. Going nationwide, going international. The Twitter feed is live, so forgive me if I'm a little behind. There it is right there, at HSPN Sports. At HSPN Sports. You can hit us up. And they had a chance to think about it, so yes, they are going to go for it. They're going to try it with the legs of the running back, and see the frustration from the quarterback. Well, option read, and he's going to get shut down. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. That is not a good situation for the public school. Definitely see public team. There's definitely somewhat frustration. Once again, 2 points on the board. And that is for the private. There was a safety early on in the game. Snap right over the punter's head into the back of the end zone. So neither offense has been successful at putting points on the board. So private gets another shot at it in their own territory. Dangerous territory. So we're going to see interesting offense. A series come up for this private squad have been a lot under center. And once again, only one quarterback for the private. He's going to do a quick quarterback sneak to the near side of the field. And hopefully they blew the whistle before they push him all the way back into his own end zone. So that's a first down and 10. That's going to bring up about a second down and maybe a gain of 1 on the play. So second down and 9 here for the private team. A difficult situation with a team that is probably roughly 80-20 passing so far in this game. Second quarter of play. And let's see what they have going on here. Scarfone under center. He's going to take his chances with his running back. I formation. It's quite interesting to see. Haven't seen really I formation or offset in a while. Probably since junior high school. But trying to take it on the ground, pound it out. And that's going to bring up a third down and 9. No gain on the play. Offense takes the line. Scarfone under center once again. They're going to go I formation to the near side of the field, and unsuccessful once again in the running game. Just not sure if it's the lack of confidence in the air or they're just really confident in the running game, but that's going to bring up a fourth down. I want to say about 7 to go, so not too successful. Pinned back in their own territory. Let's hope special teams got figured out on the sideline. Last series for special teams was blocked. It's a blocked punt. That's what put them in this position. Public not converting on the block punt. No points on the board. Had a chance to kick a field goal, but wanted to take the 6 points. Came up unsuccessful. Punter's going to try and get off again. He does this time. And it's going to be a short punt with a heck of a bounce. Recoverable. And Public is going to pick up the ball. And a lot of action going on that sideline. Remember, special teams, you're talking suicide squad, so don't look over your shoulder. You get jacked up. Well, Public's going to take the ball once again. In private team, the all-star team, their territory. And let's see if we get some shout-outs here before this series starts. Shout out to Clemson. Gotta scroll down a little bit. There we go. Shout out to Kendall, Orlando in the broadcast, and Miramar. And that's it for locations so far. We thank you for joining the broadcast tonight. Once again, Twitter feed is active. If you're watching on YouTube and you're shooting out comments, remember I can't see the comments on YouTube, but our social media guys usually do a pretty good job of getting it on the Twitter. But once again, if you're on YouTube, hit us up on Twitter at HSBN Sports. Fulford at the quarterback position for the public side of the ball. They're going to give it up. A little option read on the first down. It's going to be a short gain of maybe 1 yard. That's going to be second about 9 for the public team. See if they can find some success here. Remember, 3 quarterbacks going to be rotating. And I want to assume that the best or the most impressive tonight will get a chance to play in the fourth quarter, or not too sure how the coaches will work it this time. And that is third down and about 2 yards to go for the public side. See if they can convert right here in private school territory. And Fulford's going to take it. He's going to use his legs, a little reverse bootleg for the quarterback. Once again, D'Angelo Fulford. And that's the 6'1" quarterback out of Miramar High School. And that's going to be a first down and 10 to go from the private 18-yard line. So creeping up on that red zone. And it looks like someone's going to take a timeout here. Second quarter of play, 6:14 on the clock in this 2016 private versus public all-star game. And the game is presented tonight by True Sports Foundation, running this operation, doing some outstanding things. 7th annual. 4-2 is the record for the series. Private has taken advantage of that 2-game lead. And Fulford's going to go over top. And it might be an interception, but might have hit the ground. We're going to see what the call is here. Trying to take his chance over the middle of the field. And unsuccessful. And it looks like they're going to call it incomplete. Second down and 10 to go in private school territory. Fulford in the shotgun position with 2 running backs in the backfield, and we're going to see flag on the play. And that's going to be encroachment on the defense for the private school side. Positive yards for the public, creeping up on that red zone territory. 2nd and 5 for the public school. Fulford going to do a little option read, give it up to his running back, and he's going to leap over the defensive player. Outstanding athletic ability by the running back. And it looks like number 30 for the public team. And that's Darrell Bethune Jr. out of Miami Springs, and he's going to take it on the ground again. It looks like we got first points. First touchdown of the game. On the field for the public. And based on the announcer, that looked like the touch. Norland High School. So set back to kick the extra point. First blood on the actual board. We got 2 points on the private school side based on a safety. We're going to see if we're going to get 7 here from the public team. It's up. And it's good to go. 7 points on the board against the 2. 7 points for the Public All-Stars. 2 points for the Private. Offense is coming together. Things are coming together. A little tension out on the field, which is exciting as well. Folks, we got ourselves a game here. Second quarter of play. Once again, this is the 2016 True Sports Foundation Private versus Public All-Star Game, the 7th annual, bringing it to you live here on HSBN Sports with some pretty cool streaming partners, Bleacher.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, FloridaVarsity.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, and Florida Gridiron Preps. Never had it for bringing this game to their networks and to you, whoever's watching it. And got some shout-outs coming as well as San Diego, Tulsa, Akron, and Boise have joined the broadcast. We thank you for joining us tonight. And once again, the Twitter feed is active. Any questions, comments, concerns, let us know right on the Twitter feed at HSBN Sports. Remember, that's at HSBN Sports. Here we go, right there. Boom. I got the Twitter feed right in front of my face, so join the conversation. Let us know what you think of these All-Stars. Private versus Public. Once again, Private is leading the series 4-2. So Public is leading this game 7-2 on the board. They're going to give it back to the Private. It's going to be a short kick to Private. They're going to see what kind of return they get here. A little shaking, bobbing, and weaving. It's going to bring it back to probably his own 25-yard line. And hopefully at one point during the broadcast, I'm thinking during halftime, going to get a chance to talk to the founder of True Sports Foundation, the guy behind the madness that's going on, and the person and the team that's been able to put on this event for 7 years now, Mario Smith, doing some outstanding things. True Sports Foundation, mentoring through athletics, that's the motto. And they're going to give it up the field to the running back. Trust his legs, but going to be a no-gainer on the play. That was 1st and 10. And it looks like it's a no-gain where they're going to spot the ball. Once again, only one quarterback in for the Private team, Carmine Scarfone. Cardinal Gibbons. And I may have spoken too soon because Scarfone was just replaced by possibly another quarterback. And it might be who I think it is, a quarterback, wide receiver, Timothus Harrington out of Matter Academy. Going to get a chance to do some playing time, but he's going to go up under center. He's going to drop back, flush out of the pocket, take a chance. The intended wide receiver is incomplete. And once again, exciting to see some quarterbacks under the center. It's actually quite funny seeing these guys drop back. Not too sure if they really drop back during the actual regular season, so not sure how familiar they are. And I want to say that is number 7, Timothus. Timothus Harrington. 6'2", 195 pounds, quarterback, wide receiver out of Matter Academy. And they're going to trust their running back to make some moves, and he's going to be stopped way short of the line of scrimmage. That was a 3rd down. And running game not looking too positive for the Public All-Stars. It's going to be a no-gainer. It's going to be 4th and 11 to go. So punters back out on the field, getting a lot of action tonight out of the Private punter. And that's number 10, Fernando. He's going to get a good one off this time. Long one. And what seemed like was going to be a decent return stopped short. Great defensive play by the private team. Public's going to take the field once again. Back in their own territory. And actually, we had some dirty laundry on the field. And it looks like possibly a false start on the offense, so it's going to bring him back even farther. Once again, what was 4th and 11 is now 4th and 16 for the the private All-Stars. One team's going to take the field once again. Fourth and 16, going to get another chance. Looks like a Miami Northwestern back. Helmet back to return this punt. We got another flag on the field. And looks like encroachment on the defense once again. So we're going back and forth, playing a little game here. 4th and 11 once again. And eventually we'll get this ball off the foot of the punter. He's going to get it off shorter. Going to bring him to the public school, public All-Stars, their own 49-yard line. So public's going to take the offensive field again. See if they can put something together here. 3:45 on the clock. 7-2 public leads in this All-Star game. Behind in the series, ahead in the game. Both teams seem to be struggling on the offensive side of the ball, trying to work something out. D'Angelo Fulford, once again, in at the quarterback position. We got 3 guys rotating in and out on the public side. Going to do motion sweep around the backside. D'Angelo's going to look to the far side of the field, and it's going to be a tipped ball. Incomplete to the intended wide receiver. Offense takes the line. 2nd and 10 for the public All-Stars. Motion to the near side of the field. D'Angelo's going to look down the field to see what he can do with his arm. Wide receivers not open, but giving him a chance. Thrown way outside of his reach. Just really getting rid of the ball here. That's going to be a 3rd down and 10 to go. Well, with a week of practice, what can you expect? But I guess these are All-Stars. We can go trips to the near side of the field, see what they can come up with. Looks like they're going to be trusting the quarterback's arm this time. 3rd and 10. D'Angelo's going to look down the field. He's going to be pressured immediately, flush out of the pocket, and he's going to get run down from behind. He's going to let it go. It's going to go out of bounds. No chance here for the public quarterback. Not too much success on the offensive side of the ball. Really on either side of the field. Got some shout-outs coming your way. The Hammocks, Paris, Chile, Paraguay, Austria, going international, Dallas, Austin, Augusta, and St. Petersburg. Thank you for joining the broadcast with us this evening. Public school back to punt, and the punter gets it off end over end. And it's going to be recoverable and returnable. My goodness, probably the best return of the night. Still in their own territory, the private All-Stars. Still in their own territory. Going to be on their own 37-yard line. See what they can do on offense. .318 in the second quarter of play, getting close to that halftime. And that's going to be a timeout call for the private. And once again, big shout out to those that make this stuff go viral. Putting a spotlight on these student athletes that are still very much so underrated. Looking for homes. Scroll down on Twitter and find that roster, because there's some good-looking guys playing on both sides of the ball that are still looking for homes for the next 4 years. South Florida athletes, what else can you ask? Private All-Stars take the field. 1st and 10. Scarfone at the quarterback position. 2 running backs in the backfield. Motion out. To see if you can put a post. More of a quick slant down to the middle of the field. It's going to be incomplete, but nearly intercepted by the defensive back. Taking a chance with their arm, which is exciting. Would like to see probably more airplay in this game. Second and 10 for the private All-Stars. Motion once again to the from the outside, but he's going to get off to a nice curl route near of the first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and probably can convert right here. Taking a chance in the air, some positive moves. See if they can not only get this 1st down, but get into that public All-Stars territory. Scarfone under center. And he's going to use the legs of his fullback, and it's going to be a big-time gain. Not only the 1st down, but I want to say about a gain of 12, 13 yards on the play from the fullback. That's going to bring up a 1st down for the private. Breaking into public All-Stars territory. 2:23 on the clock and counting. Offense takes the field. And they're going to keep it on the ground once again. Running backs right off tackle. And that's going to be a short gain of 5 on the play. No doubt a little bit of momentum here for the private school side. Definitely want to see some points on the board going into this halftime. See what type of adjustments they make going into this halftime. Scarfone once again up under his center. 2 backs in the backfield, offset eye. And they're going to keep it on the ground once again, the running game. Getting some positive momentum here late in the second quarter of play. You can see if they can get back up on the line real quick. That's going to bring up another 1st down and closing in on that public All-Star territory. That's going to be probably the 33-yard line of the public All-Stars. And the public All-Stars are going to take a timeout. They see the momentum, trying to seize the moment and try to slow things down here a bit. Probably the most successful drive thus far in the game for the Private All-Stars, and that's being led by Carmine Scarfone, the Cardinal Gibbons quarterback, alongside a plethora of all-star wide receivers and running backs, keeping it simple. Like I said before, I haven't seen the I formation up under center in a while, so interesting to see these quarterbacks, 3-step drop, 5-step drops, and getting a little pressure. These guys coming off the defensive side, and we're going to get a first down situation here. Scarfone in the shotgun position, and we're going to motion across to the near side of the field. Scarfone's going to look down the field at his intended wide receiver, a curl route to the far side, and his receiver is not only going to catch it, but pick up an extra yard on the play. And it looks like number 7, which is also the backup quarterback, and that's Timothus Harrington, the Matter Academy quarterback / wide receiver. They're going to get back up to the line quick. That's another, second down and about 3 to go. Scarfone's going to take it down the field, take a chance, but it's going to be incomplete, just out of bounds. It's going to go for Timothus. Once again, that's going to bring up a third down and about 3 to go for the Private. Don't want to lose this momentum. They have 3 yards to go. We'll see what they come up with. They're going for the end zone. They're going for the first down. Shout out to Washington, D.C. and Tamiami for joining us tonight on the broadcast. Third down and 3 once again. Scarfone looks downfield to his intended receiver. Far side, quick. Looks like a comeback. And it's going to be complete to Timothus. Nope, excuse me. See if we get that number. And that looks, man, it could be 13, it could be 15. And it's going to be 13 for the Private. Justin Guevara on the comeback. 1st and 10, getting close to that red zone territory. Scarfone is once again going to use his arm. He's going to come across the field to the near side in the corner. Oh my goodness, what a passing catch for the Private All-Stars. Wide receivers just going to go out of bounds. A corner route. What looked to be going to the corner end zone is going to come out, step out of bounds at the 1 yard line. And that's 1st and goal for the Private All-Stars, on the verge of putting points on the board. Once again, Scarfone's going to take it up the middle on his own. And we're going to see what the call is here. Waiting on the ref to figure out what they got. And got a green jersey that came up with the ball, but I doubt they're going to give it to them. A bit of frustration from the Private All-Stars. And that's going to be a timeout for the Private All-Stars. 1st and goal situation. Once again, 7-2 on the board. Private is trailing by 5 points. Have yet to put points on the board from the offense. Only points they have is from a safety snapped. The ball snapped over the head of the punter into the back of the end zone. So if a touchdown here will be the first points on the board for the Private offense. And see what they can do with 1 minute 11 seconds on the clock remaining in this first half of play. The 2016 True Sports Foundation All-Star Private versus Public game. Scarfone lined up under center once again. He's going to try and drive it in. And just a big pile of everything. And they're going to call it a touchdown. Private team is going to swarm the field. Penalty flags all over the place. And they're just going to have a good old celebration Not sure what you call that celebration, but private, the whole team goes out to celebrate with their offense. And like I said, the first points on the board for the offense for the private all-stars. See if they can convert the extra point. Obviously, there's a flag on the field due to the excessive celebration of the entire team. But, hey, you only get one all-star game. And number two, you only get one last high school football game. So a lot of these guys, it'll be their last football game they'll ever be a part of. And some of them will take their talents to the next level of sports, the collegiate level. So we'll see. We'll see what they do here on the call for the excessive celebration. Just having a good time, those guys are. Excuse me, I said a minute and 11, but I want to say it was 11 seconds on the board. So based on the clock now, let's say there's 7 seconds left here in the first half of play. Just enough time to get the kickoff. And a couple more shout-outs. Big shout-out to us. HSBN Sports wants to thank the 23,000 that have tuned into the broadcast this past hour. Thank you for supporting our kids and adding exposure to the broadcast. 23,000 interacted with the broadcast in the past hour, so thank you. Philadelphia has joined us on the broadcast, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that next one, but you know who you are. Looking for the extra point conversion here. And that's 8 points on the board thus far. Looking to put 9 for the private all-stars. Kick is up. And it is a boot. It is good, folks. 9 points on the board for the private all-stars, taking the lead for the first, or I would say the second time in this game of this 2016 private versus public all-star football. Struggling to get back in this series, and like I said, 7 seconds left on the board in this first half of play. We hope you've enjoyed yourself during the broadcast. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing with the internet connection. There's some things that are out of our control, so we thank you for your patience and staying with us through the broadcast, and we're glad we're able to put a spotlight on these student athletes. One last shot. So these seniors are on their way out the door after this football game, and some of them excited for National Signing Day. Had a chance to talk to a couple of them and said they were going to be taking their offers on February 3rd and signing their national letters of intent, some to D2 schools, a couple of lower divisions, which is, hey, we're all for it, supporting them regardless of the situation, as long as they're getting a chance to extend and further their education at the collegiate level. And, hey, if you can get your sport to pay for it, that's a plus. So private all-stars back to kick. 7 seconds on the board. They're going to get one last shot maybe on this return to do something. It's going to be a boot. He's going to pin him back. Their own 5-yard line. Going to give it a chance. A lot of running room, but swallowed up by this private suicide squad. And that'll be the first half here in the 2016 private versus public all-star game. Going to figure out what they're going to be doing in this halftime. Don't miss it. There's not going to be a band out here, but hopefully we get a couple of good interviews coming up from some of the directors and founders of True Sports Foundation. Some exciting things so far here in this first half. Once again, we thank True Sports Foundation for having us. HSBNsports.com come out and broadcast this game live to a national and international audience today. Over 600 plus coaches were blasted emails throughout this week to promote these student athletes because, folks, I'm not lying to you, there's still student athletes out here, regardless of what you think an all-star player should look like, that have not received any offers yet. So student athletes looking for a home for the next 4 years, and a lot of exciting things happening post this game that we're going to be able to work with these student athletes. And once again, we thank you for joining the broadcast from wherever you're joining from. And we thank those that make the broadcast go viral. Quick shout out to Bleacher.com, Florida High School Football.com, Florida or High School Football America.com, Florida Varsity.com, Florida Gridiron Preps.com, and Never Had It So Good sportsradio.com. Thank you for making this go viral. And don't forget, the Twitter feed is active at all times, so let us know what you think about the game so far. What are your thoughts about the All-Stars? Private, public, once again, 4-2 on the series for the team. And a lot of exciting news coming your way, especially for the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. If this is your first time joining us in the broadcast, we're glad, number one, that you did, and number two, we want to give you a brief update on what's going on with HSBN Sports, being that HSBN is the official broadcasting network for the KDA Foundation, Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, and some exciting news coming your way from the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. Just released our press release, I should say. Went out January 6th, 2015, and it's announcing the recent partnership with Kinetic Learning Academy, KLA. Let's get a graphic up for you. And Kinetic Learning Academy, the core product in a family of brands designed to improve the link between physical and cognitive health, has partnered with PTG Management Group, LLC, to fast-track expansion in the United States. PTG focuses on growing promising tech ed companies that they believe can make an impact on educational experience of students and lifelong learners. The partnership is timely as educational institutions such as Clemson University are currently conducting studies on the impact of KLA, Kinetic Learning Academy, system on academic outcomes of the student population. In addition, high interest from parents and kinesthetic learners is increasing, requiring additional support as well as product and business development to meet the demand. Through this partnership, Kinetic Learning Academy also gains access to curriculum and software developed by PTG portfolio companies and projects. So a lot of things happening just really only a week in to the new year, 2016. A lot of exciting things happening, and you've heard it before, and you've seen it on the broadcast. The partnership develops and adds to the curriculum, the PTRG, playing the recruiting game curriculum that is helping these student athletes. Any student athlete that is looking to take his talents or her talents to the next level can immediately check it out on the website, playingtherecruitinggame.com, or even the KDA Foundation.com, .org. Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. You can go on there right now and take your at-risk. Find out if you are at risk as a student athlete from freshman to senior year. Go on kdafoundation.org, and you can scroll down. There's a tab. You can take a quick survey. Hey, it's free. It only requires you to provide us a couple pieces of information that we're able to contact you and know how we can help. So that's the first piece of the puzzle, is understanding how to evaluate these student athletes. So some exciting things coming into this summer with the Kinetic Learning Academy. We're excited to be partnered with them, especially from an HSBN standpoint. We're able to provide coverage for all these things that's happening with the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, KDA, and the KLA. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated with everything that's going on, what studies are happening coming into the 2016 season. and we'll be able to keep you updated and see how you could possibly get involved. And also, don't want to forget, February 20th, save the date because HSPN Sports is back on the board with its first Camp and Combine Series broadcast. It is the battle-tested Warren Sapp Showcase. So Warren Sapp is partnered up with AMG Academy, putting on the first showcase of the season for high school student athletes here. Hey, South Florida, outside of South Florida, you can join the action as well because we're excited to be able to cover that event from hspnsports.com. And guess where we're doing it? Right here, MacArthur High School. So save the date. February 20th is where the action is, and we'll keep you updated with everything else that's going on. So that's updates on our side of HSPN. Once again, we thank you for joining us. And during this halftime, it looks like they're doing some award presentations. They had a game prior to this one with the 8th grade All-Stars. So we're going to give you a chance to go get a drink, get something to eat, take a break. We're going to take a break over here on HSPN Sports. Stay with us. We're coming back to you with live action in the second half. And that brings us back to live action here at the 2016 True Sports Foundation All-Star Private versus Public football game. Second half of play, getting things going. And the Public All-Stars deferred in the first half. Or excuse me, the Private deferred in the first half. So the Private's going to take the field on the offensive side. 7-9. Private leads the game. 9 points on the board. If you're wondering where that 2 points came from, it was a safety early on in the game. So in at the quarterback position, Timothus out of Matter Academy. And going to do a quick option read up the middle. Going to trust his running back with the ball. And from the looks of it, it's a gold helmet. Might be St. Thomas Aquinas at the running back.
I know who the ball carrier was.
And that's going to bring a third down and about 7 yards for the Private. Not too successful for the Private All-Stars on the offensive side. Struggling in their own territory. Timothus at the quarterback position. He's going to take his chances downfield here at the sideline. And that's going to come up incomplete to the intended wide receiver. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Once again, 7 yards to go for the Private All-Stars. Going to have to give it back up to the Public squad. Here early in the second half of play of action, 9-7 is the score on the board. Private leading not only the game, but still leading this series. Private versus Public, so 4-2 in the series. The Private is leading the series. Going to give it back to the Public here. And the punter gets it off the tip, and it's going to be one heck of a punt, probably the best one of the night. It's going to be muffed here by the returner, and he's going to get swarmed by a host of Private All-Stars special team folks. And it's going to be pinned back in their own territory. Get that yardage for you, 50. It's going to be on their own 44-yard line. First down for the Public All-Stars. See if they made some adjustments from the first half. And we got long sleeves in at quarterback, so that is going to be MacArthur. It's going to be Kenneth Stanley, the MacArthur quarterback. Going to lead this offense, and we're going to see what the flag is. Obviously, we saw a jump. And that's going to be a false start on the offense. Going to push them back. Not the best way to start their first series of the second half. Behind by only 2 points. So field goal will put them in position, but a touchdown will probably make things a bit more comfortable for them. Quarterback's in the shotgun position. Give it up to his running back. We'll read option. Seems to be the common play here out here. And that was number 14, Patrick Pulliam, the running back. on the play. That's going to bring a 2nd and about 11 to go. Kenneth Stanley at the quarterback position. Side by side with his running back. We're going to see what they got. They're going to try it on the ground once again. It's going to be a big-time gain and just tripped up. My goodness, that could have been a game changer. Heck of a run. We'll find out how many yards that was, but it's going to. And they're going to spot it at the private 35-yard line. Brought him back a little bit because he probably rolled 4 more yards than he did. But an outstanding run by the Public. It's going to bring a 1st down and 10 to go in private territory, and they're going to trust it on the ground once again. A little zone read. And it's going to be stopped short. Give him about a 3-yard gain on the play. That's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Public All-Stars. Public 2nd down. He's going to look down the field, see what he can do with his arm. And it's going to be caught inside the private, way inside the private territory. And they're going to have a little battle, defensive back and offense, wide receiver. Didn't hear a whistle, so let them battle it out. But great catch, great pitching catch by Kenneth to his wide receiver. And that's going to put him in red zone territory. Public on the verge of putting points on the board. Once again, trailing only by 2 points in the second half of play. That was number 80, Ryan Warren, on the catch. And they're going to try it with their legs once again. Quarterback's going to give it off to his running back. Zone read up the middle and stop short. 1st and goal for the Public All-Stars. That's about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and goal here. They're going to try it on the ground once again. Running back is going to try and make his move to the end zone. It's going to be stopped short once again. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Public All-Stars. Don't want to drive all the way down the field for nothing, so Public definitely another 2 goal. Once again, quarterback's in the shotgun position. And they're going to shift to the near side of the field. And it's going to be a quick toss to the outside. Defense back's going to come knifing in. Missed the tackle, but once again, probably going to come up short here. Oh, my goodness. And maybe a fumble on the play. And there go the flags. And a big-time celebration from the Public All-Star team. And once again, saw this from the private school team on their first touchdown. A good time. Obviously, flags on the field for excessive celebrating. But we're going to find out what the call is. Based on the excitement, I wanted to say it was turnover on downs. Or it was a touchdown. I'm not too sure what happened. And I guess it was a touchdown. Public has scored. And they're lined up to get the extra point after the excessive celebrating penalty. It's 13-9 right now on the scoreboard, looking for that 14th point. And he's back to kick. Kick is up, and it is good, and that's going to be 14 points on the board for the Public All-Stars. 14-9 is the score here at this 2016 7th Annual All-Star Game, Public versus Private. And Public has taken the lead once again in the second half, and you got to see it. A bit of confusion on our end, but ultimately a heck of a celebration out of the Public team. .6:33 on the clock in the third quarter of action. Thank you for joining us here on HSPNSports.com. We thank all of those that make this stuff go viral. Remember, watch HSPN all over the place. Bleacher.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, FloridaVarsity.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and NeverHadItSoGoodSportsRadio.com. Thank you for making this game go viral tonight. And if you're joining us from that portal, we thank you for joining us. And once again, the Twitter feed is active, so at any point in the broadcast, I know I got to catch up on my shout-outs. I haven't opened the Twitter feed in a while, so I'll be behind. But at any point at HSPN Sports is where you want to hit us up. And Public kicks it off to the Private. They're going to field it. Probably at his own 20. Try to make a move. Oh, and a big-time hit. My goodness, you heard that from across the stadium. And I wish you could hear what I can hear right now, folks. That is a hit. My goodness. And we got a flag on the field, but I don't think it was because of the hit. But my goodness, folks, it is a good thing YouTube does DVR, because you're going to want to see that hit once again. I wish you could hear it. My goodness. Man. That's exciting. Okay, so that's unsportsmanlike conduct on the Public All-Stars. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty added to the return, so and the Private takes the field offense. Carmine Scarfone is going to muffle the snap. Having some trouble in the exchange, but he's going to get it back. We're going to blow the whistle. It's probably going to be a loss on the play of 1. Private trailing by 3 points to this Public team and trying to hold on to their winning series. Regardless of who wins tonight, Private is still ahead 4-2. But Private trailing in this game tonight. Trying to see what they can do here on offense. Haven't been too successful really on either side of the ball. Quite surprised. But you can tell the Private has transitioned. Started out this game a lot under center, but Scarfone, the Gibbons quarterback, is testing his abilities down the field. He's going to dump it off to his running back to the near side of the field. And his running back is going to come up with a bunch of yards. Going to definitely move the chains. That's going to be a first 10 for the Private All-Stars. Creeping into the Public school territory. I don't know. Keep this momentum. We might see some points on the board. Scarfone up under the center, and he's going to give it off to his fullback. And it's been quite a while since we've seen a true fullback in any football game that we've covered, but had some pretty decent runs tonight so far. And get some shout-outs going behind schedule. Shout-out to Tampa, Los Angeles, Boca Raton, Plano, Texas, Anaheim, California, Norman, Oklahoma, Hillsborough, Kansas, Athens, Georgia, Knoxville, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Youngstown, New York, Savannah, Georgia, Hollywood, California. Coming from you nationwide, we thank you for joining the broadcast tonight here on HSBN Sports. And that's going to be a first down for the Private All-Stars. Taking a chance down the field, Scarfone, starting quarterback for the Private All-Stars. Once again up under center. Trusting his arms, and now he's going to give his running back a chance. What seemed to be a stop. Probably going to get a short gain on the play. That's going to be about a 5-yard gain on the play. Probably 4. You got to give him 4. Second, about 6 to go for the Private All-Stars. Gaining some definitely good ground here early in the third quarter of play. 4:03 on the clock and running. Potential points on the board here for the Private All-Stars. Scarfone once again under center. And going to see a flag here on the field. And it's going to be encroachment on the defense. Getting some easy yardage here. Second down still. Second down and maybe a foot to go for the Private All-Stars. And they're going to use their legs once again. The running back going to be stopped short. And based on a good spot, maybe a gain of 2 on the play, and it's going to give them just enough to get the first down. Getting close to that red zone territory, yes. They drop the sticks. First and goal for the Private All-Stars. 3:16 on the clock. And Scarfone's going to see if he can roll out to the opposite side of the field. He's going to toss it up to the intended wide receiver in the back of the end zone. It's going to be incomplete pass on the play. Didn't have much of a chance. Tried to reverse field and turn right into defensive player trying to eat his lunch. So Scarfone taking a chance in the corner of the end zone once again. Incomplete. Second and goal for the Private All-Star team. Scarfone going to give it up to the fullback. See what he can do up the middle. And another short gain. That's going to be third and goal just inside the 10-yard line of the Public All-Stars. And potential points on the board. 14-9. Once again, Private is leading the Public. Private is trailing the Public. Scarfone in the shotgun position is going to take his chance once again in the corner of the end zone. And he's going to throw it up. Wide receiver only gets one hand on it. You can tell the frustration. It is incomplete, though. That's going to bring up a 4th down and goal for the Private All-Stars. Get to see what they're going to put together here. Looks like they're going to go for a field goal. And they go for the field goal here. It is up, and it is good to go. Private gets some points on the board. Not enough to take the lead, but Gonna give them 12 points on the board. 14-12 here in the third quarter of play. Just getting close to that fourth quarter. 2:01 on the clock here in the third quarter. You're watching the 2016 True Sports versus Private All-Star Game, the 7th annual game here at MacArthur Stadium at MacArthur High School. Glad you could join us and that you could be with us tonight, putting spotlight on the last wave of senior high school student athletes here in South Florida. Broward and Dade representing these teams out here. And once again, you're a coach, college coach, and you tuned into the broadcast. There is a good amount of student athletes that have yet to find home. So if you're a college coach tuned in tonight, just trying to provide a little exposure, open the doors, get the gates open, and the rosters are available. These student athletes, will be working with them throughout the next couple weeks to get these guys ready, college ready, see if they can take their talents to the next level, get a great education. And that's going to go through the end zone. Public is going to start off on their own 20-yard line and see if the offense can put something together here. Not the most exciting offensive play out of either team, but ultimately they're making their way. Defense is definitely the majority tonight. You can tell by the score. 14-12, 2 minutes left on the clock here in the third quarter, and it's running through it rather quickly. A game they had the 8th graders play right before them, so 2 different games went on today here at MacArthur Field. The 8th graders, all-stars, had a chance to shine, and now the seniors. It looks like Kenneth is back at the quarterback position for the Public All-Stars, coming from MacArthur High School, and they're going to keep it on the ground. And it's going to be a short gain on the play, bring up second and about 5, maybe 4. Kenneth in the shotgun position. Going to do a quick toss out to the far side of the field. He's going to see what he can do with his legs. Going to be stopped. Probably a no-gainer on the play. Bring up a third down and about 4 yards to go for the Public All-Stars. Once again, third down situation for the Public All-Stars. MacArthur quarterback Kenneth is set in the shotgun position. And they're going to take another chance on the ground with their running backs. And based on the spot, we can see it looks like it's going to be just short of the first down. That's going to bring up a fourth down. Oh, excuse me. Not a fourth down. They gave him a pretty decent spot. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Public All-Stars. Taking their chance on. Been a motion to the near side of the field, and we're going to get a flag on the play. No, excuse me, not a flag, just a whistle blow. It's the end of the third quarter here in this game. I can see it on the sideline. The fours have reached the sky. Fourth quarter of action here in the 2016 Public versus Private All-Star Game. Excited to be here. Thank you for joining us on HS. May be watching this game right now. Big shout out to all those that are supporting these student athletes right now. And don't forget, the Twitter feed is active at HSBN Sports. Got the Twitter feed live right now Had a lot of shout-outs coming your way. And once again, fourth quarter of action here in this all-star game. This should be the last game of technically the 2015 season. Overflowing all-star games. Got the seniors out here, one of their last games that they'll ever play as a high school football player. So exciting times. Excited to see what these young athletes will be able to do at the next level. And public once again is going to use their feet. But we're going to see a flag on the play, so find out what that is. And that's going to be a 15-yard offense. Not the best way to start the fourth quarter. Going backwards, that's going to be still first down. And if it's really 15 yards, it's going to be a first down and forever. So we'll wait till they walk it off. Yep, they're going to walk off 15 yards on that play. That's going to bring up a first and what we consider forever for the. And that's going to bring up a third down situation. Still third down and forever. I'd say about 25 yards, third down, maybe 22. Gained a couple yards on the play. But not a good situation for the Public All-Stars, even though they lead in the game right now, only by 2. But they're going to call timeout, get a chance to think about it, but an interesting situation. Only down by 2, one possession game. Given the private, they give the private the ball back right here. They got a chance to drive. All they got to do is put up a field goal, but not a good situation for the Public All-Stars, getting an offensive personal foul. First of the series in the the fourth quarter. All right, Public going to take his chance down, but it might be enough yards. My goodness, and get the first down. It's going to be a corner route to the near side of the field. MacArthur, quarterback. Oh my goodness, outstanding play for the Public, and going to take another shot, just creeping out of their own territory, but that's going to bring up a first down and 10 on their own 41-yard line. Bubble pass to the far side of the field, just outside the hands of the intended wide receiver. Somewhat of a wasted play, I would say. Second and 10 situation, trips to the far side of the field. Kenneth, read option to his running back, and he's going to take it to the far side of the field as well. It's a great gain on the play, about 10 yards. He's going to bring it up past into the private school territory. And they're going to be on private's 45-yard line. 3rd and about a foot and a half for the Public All-Stars. Making some moves on offense. Once again, they lead this game only by 2 points. 14-12 is the score here in the fourth quarter of the 2016 Public versus Private All-Star game here in Broward County, South Florida. A 4-yard gain on the play. And they extend the offensive series one more time. The clock is still running. 9:59, 9 minutes, 59 seconds left in this football game. And once again, the series is led by the Private All-Stars, 4-2. Public is looking to close the gap on the series with their 3rd win. First and 10. They're going to try the bubble pass. A bit of confusion. Looked like they had a screen and a bubble at the same time. And this is a 2nd and 10 situation for the Public All-Stars. Just inside of Private All-Stars territory. And we got a double motion. And it's going to be a quick pitch out to the near side of the field. And the running back's going to be caught on the backside of the line of scrimmage. Maybe get a yard or two out of the play. That's going to be a 3rd down situation and long. 3rd and about 7 to go for the Public All-Stars. Once again, 3rd down situation. Trips to the far side of the field. Kenneth is going to take his chances with his arm, and he's going to leave it out there for his wide receiver. And it's going to be incomplete, way outside of the wide receiver's reach. And it's going to be a 4th down situation. Going to see what they're calling. I haven't seen the offense move off the field yet, so they might just end up going for it. And it looks like they're going to take their chance with the punt team. So not sure if they're going to have enough time to get the snap off based on how much time they took. And the punter gets it off. And it looks like a decent one. They're going to be able to fair catch, field it in their own territory. The Private is going to take another chance on the offense side of the ball.
We'll repeat that number one more time. No one has claimed that hoverboard yet. Now, we'll repeat this number one more time. Once we repeat it, you'll have 30 seconds to go down and claim that hoverboard. If not, we'll pick another number. The number that we called the first time, here it is again. One last and final time. 385 329. Now that number, if you want to win.
8:39 on the clock and counting here in the fourth quarter of play. And the Private All-Stars get another shot. Push back way into their own territory. And they're going to send the house on this one. And the quarterback's going to take it on his own.
We're ready to pick a new number.
And the quarterback in for the private. Only two of them representing the private side. Timothus Harrington from it's going to be a second down situation, about 6 yards to go. And they're going to keep it on the ground once again. A decent gain by the running back.
All right, here's the number. Get those tickets out for the free hoverboard. Ticket number 385056. Again, 385056.
Got some screaming going on here, giving out a hoverboard. All right, back in the shotgun position. They're going to keep it on the ground once again. Third down and about 3 to go. And we're going to see if the private is able to convert right here. And it doesn't look like they made any progress on that third down. Fourth down and about 3 yards to go, and the private is going once again, punt it back to the public All-Stars.
We have a winner, 385056. Congratulations on that free hoverboard. Again, it does not come with instructions. Ride at your own risk. Timeout on the field.
And that's going to be a timeout on the field. And as they take a break, we're going to take a quick break ourselves. Once again, you're watching the 2016 7th Annual Private versus Public All-Star Game on hsbnsports.com. And back to the action. Once again, 4th and 3 on the play, and the private All-Stars are going to have to punt it away. See if they can get it off. Yes, they do. It's end over end, returnable. And that looks like a Miami Northwestern helmet on the return. He's going to do a little shake and bake. Try to reverse field, but nothing. No more than about 3-4 yards with a penalty on the field. We'll find out what they got for us. And that's going to be an illegal block in the back on the return team. And that's going to move them back into their own territory. On their own 35-yard line, the public gets into the shot. Kenneth, the MacArthur quarterback, is going to get another chance under the center. And he's going to give it up to the big boy, and they're just going to move this pile down the field. A great gain on that first down and 10. With the spot, they're probably going to give him 8 yards on that play, folks. A lot of action out of these running backs tonight, the workhorses. Even got to see a true fullback in the game tonight, which is always exciting. Taking it back. Going to make into the private All-Stars territory. Once again, 14-12, the public leads the game, but private leads the series. 5:30 and counting on the clock left in this football game. Public All-Stars back is going to trust his running back once again. Once again, getting a lot of action out of these guys tonight. He's going to be stuffed in his own backfield. It's going to bring up a second down and a no gainer on the play. Kenneth in the shotgun position. Second down and 10 for the Public All-Stars. And he's going to take a chance with his arm, but it's flushed out of the pocket immediately. He's going to get a decent gain on the play. Using his legs, trying to make something happen. And they're going to give him a pretty decent spot with a third down and about 4 yards to go for the Public All-Stars. Having a tough time convert on that first and second down, but whatever, hey, however it works, the pressure helps you. Third down and 4 situation. See what the Public All-Stars can put up here if they can convert. And some confusion at the line, trying to get these guys to jump off, but we'll find out, and it's going to be on the offense. It's going to be offsides. False start on the offense, and that's not going to help push him back in the opposite direction. Third and about 7 yards to go. .430 on the clock in the fourth quarter of play. 14-12 once again for the Public All-Stars. So maybe they hold on to the ball. And a little confusion in the backfield. And what was thought to be confusion has turned into a successful play, into a touchdown. My goodness. A broken play. Miscommunication between the running back and the quarterback. And the quarterback, Kenneth from MacArthur, is going to take his chances with his legs. He's going to take it all the way down the field. That's going to be a touchdown. Looking on the field to see flags. And one heck of a celebration once again. And I think they're going to get a flag with the excessive celebration. And that'll be moved to the kickoff, which is okay. I'm all for a good celebration. Hey, it's an all-star game. Have some fun. So once again, that's a touchdown out of the Public All-Stars. And that is Kenneth Stanley, the senior 6 foot, 195-pound quarterback out of MacArthur, using his athletic ability to put some points on the board. 20-12 thus far in the game, looking for an extra point conversion. And instead of assessing the penalty during the kickoff, it will be assessed now, which is going to give them, and just a quick heads up, 51-yard run by Kenneth Stanley, the MacArthur quarterback, 51 yards to get the touchdown. We're going to see what the kicker can do here with this extra point. It's up and very low, and that's going to be no good. So we couldn't make up that extra point conversion, but 20-12 is the score here. It's a decent enough lead. If Private gets a chance to put some points on the board, they have to go for 2 to tie it up. But possibly a win out of the Public. Once again, the series is 4-2. So the Private leads the 7th annual. Coming into the 7th annual, Private versus Public. Private All-Stars lead the series 4-2. So this would be a big-time win for the Publics if they come out on top. Closing that gap, make it 4-3. Once again, we thank you for joining us here on HSPNSports.com. Ryan Stout bringing you the action throughout the season. First live football broadcast of the season. We're excited to be back under the lights here on the Saturday night. And we're even going to get out early tonight, which is good. Getting excited. Once again, quick updates. Got some camps, combines coming your way. February 20th is the most recent one on our list, and unless something changes, AMG and Warren Sapp putting on a showcase right here at MacArthur Stadium. So you don't want to miss some of the top athletes. It'll be senior athletes too as well, so you might see some familiar names that are on the roster tonight joining us in another broadcast. But besides that, excited to open up another season of 7-on-7 camps and combines, and yes, spring football in South Florida. It's always entertaining. And not going to look like a good return for the private All-Stars. Going to be pinned back way back in their own territory. The defense will take the field for the public as the private All-Stars get set. 4:11 on the clock left in this game. Remember, 20-12, the public All-Stars lead this game. And the lead was brought to you by Kenneth Stanley. The MacArthur quarterback takes it 51 yards. What you thought was a broken play turned into something magnificent. Young man was able to use his athletic ability to take it the distance. And yes, he did. Once again, pinned back in their own territory. Private All-Stars can see. Let's see what they can put together. Looks like Scarfone is at the quarterback position once again. And he's going to trust his arm down the field. He's going to take a look back and going to put it up within the reach of one of his wide receivers. And it's going to be caught in a decent gain on first down. Got to have the right mindset with only closing in on that 3-minute mark for the private. So got to treat everything right now as if it's the 2-minute drill. They're going to see probably a lot in the air. Trips to the far side of the field. Scarfone in the shotgun position. He's going to look down the field once again. Looking to the trip side, going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to let it go, and it looks like it's just going to go out of bounds. Give him another chance. That's second down. That was second down and about 2 yards to go. It's going to bring up a third down situation for the private All-Stars, and 3:31 on the clock. To the near side of the field now. Scarfone's looking to the single receiver side. He's going to take a chance, and the receiver looked as if he had no clue that the ball was thrown to him. So a little miscommunication. What was thought to be probably the game changer if he would have caught it and got a little separation. This young man trying to take the one-on-one matchup. Scarfone taking a chance on his wide receiver, just wasn't on the same page. And a fourth down situation for the private All-Stars. 4th and about 2 to go. And it looks like they're going to take some time to think about it. 3:25 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Thank you for joining us tonight once again. Shout out to Dallas, Texas, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Augusta, Georgia, Stoughton. Not sure where that is, but once again, we thank you for joining us tonight and sticking with us throughout the entire broadcast. Once again, HSBN Sports featuring all student athletes at the high school level, whether rated, underrated, overrated. Everyone gets exposure on the network. It's teaching these students how to properly use it to help themselves benefit to get to the next level, because that is our hopes. We hope to see these student athletes take not only their talents to the next level, but an opportunity to get a great education and have sports to pay for it. So we thank you for the support of just tuning in. And it looks like they're going to go for the fullback situation again. And that gold helmet, I'm going to make the assumption that's a St. Thomas Aquinas student athlete. And it's going to be enough to move the chains forward to 1st down and 10 to go for the private All-Stars. And 3:14 on the clock. and counting. They got a long way to go, but don't want to throw out any doubt. Scarfone in the backfield in the shotgun position. Scarfone's going to look down the field, and he's going to take a chance on the corner route to the near side, and a lot of frustration out of the wide receiver, and we're going to find out what the call is here. And that's going to be a pass interference on the defense. And a cheap way to get some yards. But ultimately another first down and 10. Up under center. He's going to take another chance with his fullback. And it's going to be a no gainer on the play. Second down and 10 situation. In the second and long situation, second about 12 for the private All-Stars. We'll see what they can come up with right here. Scarfone in the shotgun position, two running backs in the backfield. He's going to look down the field to the far side, and oh my goodness, and that may just seal the deal. Scarfone is going to let it go. And he's up and over. And folks, not only is he going to get the interception, but it's going to be a touchdown as well. And another flag. A couple flags on the field, but you can assume why. They're having a great time out here. So through all the commotion, we'll figure out what happened. And definitely a frustrated private all-star team on the offensive side. Get you on that white hat and see what we got going on. So Scarfone, quarterback for the private All-Stars, going to throw an interception to the linebacker. Linebacker's going to take it the distance. It may just seal the deal for the public All-Stars tonight. And see what the call is here outside of just the celebration. Well, and the touchdown will stand. We got a couple unsportsmanlike conduct calls as well. So it is once again being assessed on the extra point. It's going to be 26 points on the board for the public All-Stars. 27 if extra point is converted right here.
That pass was picked off by number 1, Emmett Rice from Miami, Norland.
And just in Emmett Rice, number 1, at the linebacker position for Miami Norland is the young man that caught the interception, the pick 6, I should say. And it looks like extra point is no good. And yes, confirmed. It's going to be 26-12. 2:05 left in this public versus private all-star game. We thank you once again for joining us tonight. We thank True Sports Foundation for having us. HSPNsports.com come out and produce this for all these student athletes out there. Looking forward to seeing what these student athletes do in the next couple of months. I know there's a lot of excitement coming around the corner. National Signing Day, February 3rd. There's probably a handful of guys out here that will be signing that day. So, and if you're a college coach, don't forget there's guys out here right now that have yet. So that's with our hopes. Open up the doors for you. Rosters have been made public, so you can see the student athletes that are on board, and I'm pretty sure that these athletes will be participating in some senior showcases that are going on. One in particular, February 20th. You don't want to miss the date. HSBN Sports has been asked to broadcast. The Senior Showcase Combine that's going to be here at MacArthur. So February 20th, we'll keep you updated with the information. And it's going to be a short kick. Private's going to take it in their own territory. Of the special teams still in their own territory. A decent yard and a little frustration out of the special team. A little jive talking down there. And 2:03 left in this football game, folks. Once again, if you weren't with us in the beginning of the broadcast, the Private head coach is Rich Stewart. He's coming out of Berlin Jesuit High School, and it was just in after the season. He is now the winningest coach in Dade County history. And the Public is Anthony White, and he's the head coach from American High School. Two Dade County coaches representing these teams out here tonight. And once again, this is the 7th annual Private versus Public All-Star game. So the record, the series is 4-2. Private leads. Public looking to close the gap tonight with their third win. .158 on the clock and counting. Private looking for a miracle and flag in the air and probably a delay of game on the offense.
Can you hear me? Okay, very good. All right, our MVPs are locked up. Roderick Robinson, the quarterback from Norland. Defensive and Emmett Rice from Norland. That's a pick six.
Scarfone in the shotgun position is going to throw a quick slant out here to the near side of the field.
I might be down there with you, and then I might be David myself.
And they're going to get back on the ball rather quickly. Third down situation and long, 3rd and 10. Scarfone back on the ball. He's going to look down the field to the single side receiver, and he's going to bounce it right off the hands of his running back, and they're going to blow it on that one.
Well, that's it. So just Eric Walker. That's okay, I'll see you after the game.
1:33 on the clock. Flag or two on the field. Find out what's going on. And trips to the far side of the field. Private going to get another chance at it. 3rd down and 5 situation. And just in the MVPs of the game will be announced soon. Scarfone going to get a chance down the field. with his wide receiver. It's going to be flushed out of the pocket. And they're going to not a lot of time. 1:24 on the clock and counting. But once again, get ready for the MVPs of the game, offense and defense. And they're going to blow it. A couple of guys that probably shouldn't be on the field out there. And they're going to call a timeout. Stop the clock. Once again, 26-12 here in the fourth quarter of play. 1 minute, 15 seconds left. And once again, the MVPs, folks, get ready for the MVPs. Offense and defense. And just a sneak peek, they both play on the same high school football team. Both teams taking the field once again. 1st and 10 situation. 1:15 on the clock. And counting. Let's see what this trips to the near side of the field. And I can see out of the corner of my eye, a coach just got a Gatorade bath on the other side of the field. And probably could have gained a couple more yards. But Scarfone's going to get the first down. And he's going to get on the ground. .105 on the clock. Trips to the near side of the field. Scarfone's going to take his chances to the trip side, and it's going to be incomplete. Second down situation. And a lot of action going on the far side of the field. A couple different guys getting Gatorade baths over there. Basically sealing the deal for the public. Private's going to take another chance down the field. Quick slant to the near side to the intended wide receiver. And that's going to move the chains just a bit. 3rd down situation and about 4 yards to go. Creeping up on that red zone territory. Private trying to make their last move toward the end zone. Doesn't look like they're going to win the game, but at least try not to give up. He's going to take a chance in the middle of the field. Scarfone is going to be incomplete to his wide receiver. Fourth down situation, 27 seconds to go in the private versus public all-star, the 7th annual. Yes, folks, 7 years now they've been putting this on for these student athletes, giving them another shot to get out here on the field, grab some exposure. It's a wonderful thing this team of people at True Sports Foundation has put on. All right, Scarfone's going to take it to his own end zone and just kind of leave it up there. It's going to be an interception by the public. And he may just try and take it the distance. And the whistle's blown. And, folks, only 16 seconds left on the clock, but we're probably going to call that a game. Some celebrating out there. Some excitement, none of doubt.
for the presentation of the trophy to the winning team, and also we will be presenting medals to each team. As well as that, we will be awarding most valuable player for offense.
Well, with only 16 seconds left on the clock, probably going to be looking at a victory formation, and they have broken, or I should say, closed the gap from this 4-2 lead in the series. Private school has led it 4-2. Now it'll be 4-3. Public is going to take a victory formation here in this 2016 True Sports Foundation Private versus Public All-Star Game, folks. Big shout out to True Sports Foundation for having us come out today. HSBNsports.com, excited always to bring exposure to these student athletes. And they're going to call it a game, folks. We thank you for joining us tonight. We thank all those that have been a part of the broadcast. We thank those that have made it gone viral. And once again, Bleacher.com, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, FloridaVarsity.com, HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com, FloridaGridironPreps.com, and Never Had It So Good SportsRadio.com. We thank you from wherever you joined us from. Once again, Ryan Stout bringing you the action. And yes, the MVPs will be announced. And like I said, they're both coming from both sides, or the same team, I should say. Both MVPs, offense and defense, are coming from Miami Norland High School. On the defensive side of the ball, yes, number 1, the linebacker, Emmett Rice. Once again, number 1, Emmett Rice, the linebacker out of Miami Norland High School, the young man that caught the pick 6 to seal the deal for the public school, the public All-Stars. He is the defensive MVP. Once again, number 1, Emmett Rice. And then on the offensive side, with 2 touchdowns under his belt for tonight, Roderick Robinson, number 9, the quarterback from Miami Norland, on the public All-Star. Both coming out of Miami Norland High School. Roderick Robinson, number 9, on the offensive side, the quarterback. And number 1, Emmett Rice, the linebacker from Miami Norland High School. Congratulations to both those student athletes for making the MVP list, and congratulations to the public All-Star and the private All-Star, all the All-Stars that were able to make it out to this game tonight. Congratulations to all teams, all student athletes out here, coaches, and those participating. Once again, stay tuned at hsbnsports.com. Stay up to date with everything that's going on in Broward and Dade County in the sports world. We'll keep you up to date. Ryan Stout bringing you the action here on HSBN Sports. Everyone.